Alright, welcome back to the backmarker update. Today we're going to be looking at the Daytona 300 Xfinity Series race that went almost to midnight for me in the East Coast, and I don't know if anybody was watching it from around the world, but I mean, it was a very late race. It was almost midnight in the East Coast, so if you were anywhere east of the East Coast of the US, I feel very sorry for you that you had to watch that race all the way that late. But my general thoughts and opinions on the race I'll leave towards the end, but a quick note of the race. I think this was the best race of the weekend, which is sad because it was still an absolute disaster. So here's some of the highlights from the race. We'll go over them. They're quick 5-second clips, and then we'll look at the cautions, look at the finish results, the penalty clocked. We'll go through the backmarker update, the DNQs, and the point standings. Then we'll have some quick thoughts on the race itself. So the first crash of the night was Daniel Suarez getting turned, and he collected Sam Mayer, who I think deserves a award for most talentless driver in the field. And I know Hailie Deegan arc-braked Daniel Suarez. They both have no talent, but I just want to point out this because people were getting mad at me in my Discord about pointing this out. But I just wanted to mention it, that Sam Mayer, after crashing his car, decided to swerve back up the racetrack and collect the 91. 91 tried avoiding him twice, tried going hot, tried going low, got blocked by the one, tried going high, and then the one just swerved in front of him, causing the 91 to wreck out and finish last place. 91's one of my favorite drivers, so maybe I'm a bit salty, but I'm just going to show you guys the clip, and I want you to make your own judgments in the comments. I think Sam Mayer's talentless, but you can make your own opinions about what he did. So he goes down, 92 tries to pass him, and Sam Mayer just literally backs in front of him. So, I mean, like, 91 was trying to avoid him, but then Sam Mayer was like, no, I'm going to make you DNF. So, the three cars in that wreck, the 14 was turned, but he was able to continue until he got wrecked out again. But the 15, the 1, and the 91 all DNF'd. The next wreck was a multi-car wreck. Didn't take out too many people, but almost all these cars were able to continue. The 20 got turned, the 2 also got turned. The 2 and 20 were able to repair their cars as well as the 48. The 48 got a bit of air but didn't flip over, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to wait, I guess, another race. Maybe Atlanta people wreck out and flip, but I don't think so. Next wreck was Justin Allgaier clearing himself. He tried to get behind Cole Custer and just turned right into Cole Custer's bumper and just turned himself. So, classic error by one of the veterans. And we have also John Hunter Nemechek lost a wheel, and then you saw there Dawson Cram in the 4 car just turns the 92. Just takes out the 92 for no reason. Dawson Cram is the same as Natalie Decker. Both of them have no talent, but we'll save Natalie Decker's accident till later. She ended up spinning 2 people tonight. 2 people. But yeah, John Hunter Nemechek lost a tire. Really can't blame him for spinning out because he lost a tire, but that 4 car spinning that 92 was just arc brakes combined with no talent. The next wreck of the night was a multi-car wreck. 42 and 51 spun each other out. The 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen also got involved. SVG also turned Jeb Burton in turn 4 as well. Wasn't on the NASCAR highlights channel, but I mean, SVG wrecked Burton twice this race, so I'm pretty sure he gained an enemy in Jeb Burton, which is not really that big of a deal because Jeb Burton's not really that talented as much as SVG is. I mean, I think SVG could probably win more races than Jeb Burton can, because Jeb Burton can only really win on super speedway tracks, and SVG's got like 6 road courses he can win. So I'm not really that concerned about SVG versus Jeb Burton, but something to watch out for if they ever get close to each other on the track. Second to last multi-class wreck, Sage Karam spins himself off the bumper and just collects the 7, 44. Collects a multitude of other cars as well. 44 almost got over. His back end started lifting, but roof flaps did their job and kept it on the ground. 7 hit a little bump in turn 3. Got everyone excited on the Discord because they thought he was going to flip over, but no, he just did a little hop and then went back on the ground. And then on the final lap of the race, which thankfully they didn't throw a caution for this, but 39 spins, gets spun, collects some cars, but they don't throw the caution, and then Austin Hill wins again. So luckily this is the only race of the weekend that ended under green, which is pretty sad, but expected, because NASCAR doesn't know how to run Daytona. They still have no idea how to run Daytona. Alright, so let's look at the summary here. Winner Austin Hill. Stage 1 is run by Jesse Love. Stage 2 is won by Austin Hill. Our back markers, only one of them finished in the top 10. Jordan Anderson with a 4th place finish. We also had 6 cars D and Q. We'll talk about those in a minute. But our cautions, lap 24, multi-car wreck with a 1:14.15.91. 15 turned the 14 and then ARCA braked him, so not much to say there. Lap 40, multi-car wreck, took out a bunch of contenders, but most people were able to get back involved in the racing. But unfortunately, Frankie Muniz, one of the ones to watch the race, did wreck out, so that was unfortunate. Lap 46, this wasn't on the highlights channel, but the 36, well, no, this was the number 7 spinning out, so we did watch that. Justin Allgaier clearing himself, and then further back in the pack, the 36 wrecked the 6, turning him around. That's what Natalie Decker's known for, turning people and being talentless, but what can you do? 52 blown tire on John Hunter Nemechek, and then Dawson Cram wrecked the 92 car. Stage 2 finish, no problem. Lap 98, 97 turned the 27 and spun out himself. That's the first of the SVG/Jeb Burton wrecks. Next one involved lap 103, multi-car wreck, took out the 42 and 51, and the 97 and turned the 27 yet again. And then lap 112 was the last multi-car wreck before the final wreck of the night, which happened on the final lap. This one was the number 26 clearing himself, turning and collecting the 10, 7 did a little bunny hop in turn 3, and the 44 almost flipped. Penalties for the night, on the right-hand side, Anthony Alfredo, uncontrolled tire, Austin Hill speeding, and Natalie Decker, I think she clipped the cone, so improper pit road entry. Looking at our Daytona DNQs, Joey Gase, Cesar Baccarella, Stanton Barrett, David Starr, those 4 are pretty obvious, they were pretty slow, but RSS Racing, 38 and 28, cars of McLaughlin and Sieg, I mean, they were both solidly in practice, but apparently they made some last-minute adjustments, and their cars were awful on speed. So, don't know what happened there, but that is kind of sad, because I do have a friend who I used to go to high school with who's on the team as an engineer, so that's kind of unfortunate for me and him, because I was really rooting for them to get both their cars in. But we'll see all 4 of them in Atlanta, so hopefully they can get all their cars in. And we got our back markers who qualified for the event. Biggest mover of the race, Jordan Anderson, plus 27. Ryan Ellis as well, plus 27. That's pretty good. Brendan Poole, plus 14. Blaine Perkins, plus 20. Natalie Decker, plus 12. All pretty good finishes. Then we have some outliers. Garrett Smithley, plus 7. Did a pretty okay job. Frankie Muniz and Dawson Cram, plus 4 for each of them, but they did DNF, so it's really just they qualified pretty poorly, but were able to survive long enough to even DNF and still gain points. Then we have Patrick Emmerling, minus 4. 13th to 17th place. I mean, that's pretty good still for an SS Greenlight car. And then the people who DNF'd and actually lost points. Leland Honeyman, minus 6, got wrecked out late. Kyle Weatherman was the one that Sam Mayer tried super duper hard to wreck out early, negative 13, pretty bad. And then Josh Balicki got spun by Dawson Cram, who has no talent, and got minus 5. So, I mean, pretty good day. There we had 3 people who kind of had terrible days, but otherwise not that bad. We got some plus 25s, plus 20s, plus 14, plus 12. So overall, pretty solid day for the backmarkers via some mistakes. And looking at the point standings don't really matter because, I mean, it's literally like the first race, so anything can happen. But Austin Hill locked in with a win. Sheldon Creed plus 26. I mean, that's a pretty good cushion over the bubble. Everyone else, I mean, they could fall out at any point. The part-timers like Ryan Truex, I mean, he's not even in the playoffs, but he's tied with McLeod. McLeod, I don't know if he's running full-time, but he's in there for now, so good for him. All in all, pretty average day for Daytona 300. A lot of cautions, as usual, for an Xfinity Series race, but all in all, I think this is the best race of the weekend, which was sad because it's still mediocre, but a lot of three-ride racing, a lot of nail-biting corners. There were a lot of wrecks, but I mean, it's the Xfinity Series. They pretty much held it together for the final 30 laps. We had some spins. So all in all, not a bad 300 race. Best race of the weekend, I guess, into the week because it was on Monday. But I mean, what can you do? Daytona is always kind of a mess, and when it rains for Saturday and Sunday, you know it's going to be hectic. So NASCAR once again did a terrible job at planning all this out. But I mean, what can you do? They're not really. NASCAR is always really bad at when it comes to super speedway racing, but they wanted this. They wanted wreck fests and terrible finishes, and that's what they get. So, not much to say about that. Alright, so that's going to be it for the backmarker update. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo!